Hello everybody, my name is tntgso and welcome back to a video. I actually want to preface this by saying I am sick and I've been in a lot of pain lately. It's been one of the busiest months of my life, but I'll get into that in a second. So let's first start off with comment on the screen. Here's some comments. Comment if you want to be in the next video or don't. I do a bunch of series like Nation Reborn. I'm gonna start doing some other games like variety content. Without further ado, let's begin. This has been one of the most stressful weeks or months of my life. In fact, towards the end of the month, it was already starting as it is. I started getting more hours, which was great. I needed more pay. Incredible. That guy is as good as my dad. He doesn't exist right now. So, anyways, it was just starting to get better. I was hoping for more pay and I was getting that. I was getting what I asked for. And I was cleaning, doing the drains every week because I work at a job. I'm not probably gonna say it because I don't need people trying to search up where I am or where I live or what job I'm at. People are still gonna find a way to search that up anyways. What in the brother, you are not God, calm down. Oh my god. So, oh my god. So, anyways, I was going in for work every day and of course, I would start to get Thursdays in, which was also, of course, packaging day, and I killed myself. I'm the best player. So, what was so bad about this? Well, this was starting to become the catalyst. This was a week before I would get announced that I'll be coming in for Sunday, and it would be on that week, it was Mother's Day on a Sunday. Sunday is Mother's Day, and we all know Mother's Day is a great time to spend with your mother. And I did that day in advance by going to Urban Air. Got my ass kicked by a bunch of children throwing dodgeballs. So it was fun getting destroyed. Totally wasn't salty. Anyways, after all of that, I had fun. And of course, let me actually go back a couple days. Monday and Thursday. That's when packaging day comes in. And since packaging day, I'm dying. Forgive me. So, uh, packaging day came in. And those were hellish because, of course, it was a couple days before the whole Mother's Day situation, which Mother's Day is going to have a lot of customers. So, in the end, we would start doing it. We do the packages, and I would be there for Thursdays and doing everything that I can, preparing. We would get prep going and everything. But well, I would have never I thought I was ready for Sunday because Sunday would be the biggest day. We'd be hoping to break our previous record. We apparently had like 1,100 customers going that day in like Father's Day, which we broke that record and we would aim for that again. So, what did we do? We prepared ourselves. We'd start getting prep ready. We'd go in for Sunday, and we just go in. I was scheduled for 4 p.m. At 4 p.m., I'd go in and I would just start. I would clock in, and that's when I made a massive mistake. I did not expect it to be so painful. Oh, I'm dead. Wow, I got my ass kicked. Anyways, I was not ready for Sunday. Sunday would be so incredibly busy. Sunday is Mother's Day, by the way, and I'd come in at 4. I'd clock in and I'd get started on dishes. And dishes, utilities is my job, which aligns with dish for me. So I'd get started on dish. Now I had someone with me, so there was a two-man team. But what I didn't realize was how slow this guy is. I'm not gonna say his name because that would not be a good idea to say. I know his name. Yeah, and I know where he lives. Trust me, bro. That's my source. Anyways, so he was slow. He would take his time on each dish, was rinsing it out when he could have shoved it through the washing machine after putting them on the rack, and it pissed me off because, and I didn't say anything. I only told the manager like a couple hours before I clocked out because And then it was my time to clock out, of course. Well, I closed anyways, but I'll get back to that. So it's like he was slow, and it was a problem for me. I did not like how slow he was. It was making it take longer, and we were getting like tucked by dish. There was becoming so many, and we at first was catching up, but we start to lag. And he put so much focus on each dish, and not only that, he would just out of nowhere focus on the unnecessary ones first. Like the pans. The pans should not be the main focus, catching up dish, then catch up on the pans. That way we get all the dish out of the way and we can focus on the nastier stuff. That way we take more time focusing on that, getting it properly cleaned. And he would also just, for no reason, he would heavily focus on, or not heavily focus, sorry. He would just run them through after washing them just a little, and then they wouldn't be clean. And he was starting to get pissed too, understandably. I mean, it was a Sunday, it was really busy, and I would have probably gotten stressed if I was doing it on my own. I can't really say so because I didn't do it on my own. But he was, of course, just, it was impossible to work with him. He was constantly, of course, throwing them in the dish. Then, when they come out, they were still dirty. I told him, yo, these got to be rewashed. He wouldn't wash them. He would just run them through the dish again. That was not how it's supposed to work, and it kept putting him in a tight spot. And some of these weren't clean in the end, and he would, oh God, he would just say, these are done. They're not done. They're not done, bro. So I then knocked on my manager's door, told him about it. He said, understandably, you will never work with him again. And I was so glad because I can't. I don't want to be rude. He's not a bad person. He's just slow and it's a problem. I can't work with someone that's not like keeping up. I'm fine with working with another person, but if you're like too slow, it's really a big problem for me. I need you to work with me. We need to cooperate. So it was a problem. And in the end, we both closed along with our other manager because we have a couple. But the big dog is clocked out a while back, a couple hours ago, and the other manager would come in. We'd go, and that would be the end of the day. And I won't lie, closing was at like 11 or 10. I can't remember. Because I mean, I don't really check on what times we closed because that was the first time I closed. So that was the worst feeling. I'm pretty sure we probably closed at 10, and we spent 2.5 hours catching up with every dish and cleaning up our own area because the guy was so slow. And I can't work with him like that. So it was bad. So in the end, I never will work with him again. I'm fine with working with anyone else for dish as long as they keep up a decent pace. But if you can't keep up, then I can't work with that. Oh, 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 I'm dead. Rip. So so he and I would clock out, go with our manager, leave the room, leave the place, and I'd head home. Now, of course, it was 12:30, and by the way, I needed to be in work tomorrow again at what time was it? 7. 7 I had to be there, but 6 o'clock was the time I need to be up because I wake up an hour before I go to work. And I like my job. I really love it, but I think the timing was really bad for me. I'm not used to that. So I only got 2 hours of sleep. And you know why? Because of my cat. My cat is just the biggest piece of shit. I love him, but he kept me up. And it was not helping. So he kept me up for a solid couple hours. And yeah, that 2 hours was not enough. So I came into work in that morning in the worst mood of my life because I usually come into work happy. I usually have a decent smile on my face. I don't go in there angry. I don't, it's my job to do what I'm supposed to do. You do your job, you get paid. You don't do your job, you get fired. and I do my job. But holy shit, I was in such a pissed mood because I came in, I only got 2 hours of sleep, and my manager seemed to have noticed that, which he told me after I finished with cleaning and everything. He just let me go home, which is great. My manager is great. I really like him. He's one of the more he's the understanding manager. He's not like every other manager that just works you to death. He makes sure that if you're able to go in, you do your job, you can come in. That's what I like about working at my job. I really love it. They have great people. But holy shit. I think he noticed that, which was why he never put me for 4 a.m. again. He might in the future if he's really needs someone for busy days, but ooh, that was bad. So in the end, that all ended, thankfully. And then Tuesday, this was another problem. My legs were in pain. My legs were dying. I went to Urban Air, spent a couple hours playing there, having fun, hitting kids with dodgeballs. My favorite part of that. That was a day before I went to work for Sunday. So it was just not a good time for me. And I was in pain for Monday, not only Sunday, but Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, things were a little better. Wednesday, eh. But I noticed something. I was starting to get sick. I got sick, yeah, yesterday, apparently. But I didn't notice anything. It wasn't that bad. It was just a slight headache. And then it got worse the next day. So I'm now sick and I'm dying. My throat feels like it has a ball in it for some reason inside of my throat, and my throat feels clogged, like it feels like toilet. It just had a bunch of toilet paper and shit stuck in it. Which, by the way, the people at my uh people who come into restaurant to use the bathrooms, please fucking wipe your ass and stop leaving shit all over the fucking floors. You are disgusting. Especially the women's bathroom. It is disgraceful. You're putting fucking shit stain, like diaper looks, in there. Bro, like fucking clean up after yourself. Now, that's the only complaint I ever have with that. But I do what my job entails. And I get paid good to do it. So either ways, other than my little complaints, I enjoy it. And now I'm sick and dying. Shouldn't be a good idea that I record this at this time, but I did want to voice my complaints. And I also had like a funny clip that I was going to use at first, but then I got sick and my intent was to record today. I didn't realize how sick I got until I woke up this morning. I was like dying. My throat hurts. So I might have the flu, and I got it apparently from my mother, so a little unfortunate, brother. Oh, oh, well, I'm dead. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm sorry if I'm not really energetic or I don't really have many jokes in this video. I'm dying, and this has been one of the most stressful weeks of my life. And to be honest, it's probably gonna get worse, at least towards busyness. But hey, that pay's gonna be good. So yeah, leave a like and subscribe, or don't. If I do end up making YouTube a success, I still won't quit my job probably for another couple of years, mainly because I like my job. I really love it, and I rather stay loyal to the company than fucking abandon it like a coward. Anyways, love y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I'm gonna kill myself.